Oh, Thursday. Not quite the Thursday we expected. Oh, I am just waiting for Janine to arrive. She's not quite here yet. She's coming from the hospital. So she should be with us reasonably soon. And feels a bit funny sitting here really. Carly is having a well-deserved rest because she came in this morning and she made sure that Jimmy and Larky and Sizzle were well looked after. Obviously the support services like the fire department, the police and the ambulance crew will not come inside the house while there are loose dogs, quite understandably. So under those circumstances, it's important that there's somebody on site to actually maintain the dogs so the dogs are happy and everybody's safe. So that's what Carly did this morning. She also took my two girls to school, which is quite the undertaking. And she did that very successfully and she managed to leave them both at school, which was fantastic. So I very much appreciate that. And it's been a weird old Thursday. So there is, there's some mail and there's a box. And I think while I'm waiting for Janine to appear, I might just open the box. And the mail I will leave for hopefully Janine when she gets here. So, oh my golly. I'm not sure if I'm trusted with Carlene's tools actually. Oh, here she is. My gosh. So, here we go. I've got it the right way up. Janine's just arriving. She's parking, which is super. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to type them and I will try and read them. And then we can ask them of Janine, which is even better. Oh. I don't know whether or not Carlene bought this herself or somebody sent it, but look, it's alien tape, her very favourite. She could have bought it for herself. Anyway, so that's superb. I better put that somewhere so that she knows where it is for when she comes in. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know where to put it. Decisions. Right. Okay, I shall leave it on her mouse mat. So that's where it is. So when she loses it, or I can't remember where I put it, it's on the mouse mat. And we have one of these little cheeky chappies. Janine! Goodness. I'm just going to pop it in the trash because and Judy has us all nice and tidy, so I have to remember to put things away. I just
washed your hair and cleaned up.
I had to go to the school.
Oh.
And I didn't want to go looking like I'd got out of bed.
Where'd you get those boots?
I don't like these. Do you want them?
I love those boots. I have them here like
they're high up at the back.
Oh, anyway. I love those. Yeah, I'll take those.
Hey, look, you should look at these two. Just letters that came in.
What are they?
They're white envelope letters.
Oh, we can't. Are we on? Yeah, we can't do anything about this because Lynn has the account. These are the trailers. Unless we can just mail them in.
Well,
these are registrations, and Lynn controls grandmother's registration account, so it's a problem.
Yes, but it's in her name.
I know, but we can't do it online like everything else.
So look, I don't know whether or not somebody bought this or your mother bought it. She went off piste.
Yeah, these are the trailers.
Lovely.
That are this is the trailer.
The missing trailer.
The missing trailer.
Oh. Jolly good.
We need to pay for that. The re-registration for them. Okay.
That's wonderful.
Are we online?
Because we were actually looking for that.
Okay. I just got a new filter for Carlene.
What, for her mouth?
For her.
Oh, for her CPAP?
Yeah.
Did they have one or did you have to purchase it?
Oh, boy. I had to go to CVS. I don't understand all of those. But okay.
Anyway.
Let me just put this down.
Okay. I brought you a stool out and everything because it felt a bit wrong sitting on either of your mum's seats.
Yeah.
So we'll sit in the pixie seats.
Okay.
So, can I use your phone to do the questions? Because my phone's doing the thingy.
Oh, yes. I actually got to text my sister first because she's on her way.
Ugh, seriously.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
And the dogs are all fine. They've been out in the pond. They've had a run around, a pee and a poo, and dinner, actually. Better than us.
Time do you need pickup? Okay. It's been a busy day. Or actually more busy for you. Only because you had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and also do two.
Right, let me see this. You can have that.
Okay.
You can talk to people. And
Hello, everyone.
I will answer questions. Well, no, you'll answer questions. I'll read you the questions.
Yes, so I want to talk about how fabulous the system worked last night with Elizabeth and Carly. The only failed part in the whole system was that I didn't pick up the phone because I was sleeping.
It was on the wrong floor of the house.
Yeah, it was on the wrong floor of the house.
But we all got there.
But there was an incident. I guess my mother fell getting into the cabin, fell backwards, hanging onto the rope, and her back hit the, from what I could tell.
Yeah, the door handle.
She's heavily medicated. Her back hit the handle on the door, and she had a bleed in her kidney, although she's convinced she's having an appendicitis and telling the doctor that she's feeling better. That's the good news. She almost died. Elizabeth would tell you that her blood pressure was
shockingly low.
Shockingly low, and she was a terribly odd color.
Yes.
This morning at 4 o'clock in the morning when she was at the emergency room. She had surgery to put a coil in to stop the bleeding on her kidney, and she has quite a bit of bruising still, but she was really, really, really uncomfortable all day.
And she was in desperate pain from
and she was
midnight.
In desperate pain, but they've got her on some good medication now. She seems much better. She was bossing around the nurses and telling the doctor that they had gotten it all wrong and that she still had an appendicitis, and that they needed to remove her appendix. And I needed to go and get her a list of things. And what about mail call? And she never got the Doggy Daily out. And don't forget, we got to get the newspaper out for Saturday morning.
Have you got a picture for the newspaper?
Right. So she's definitely feeling a little bit better. And
back in charge.
She's back in charge, which when I left earlier today, she was not looking very good, but she's back in charge. No. She's still in ICU where she will be for another couple hours, and I think that they'll move her to another room, and she'll be there for at least 24 hours. So we get rest.
Respite care.
Yeah, and we're going to do a little cleanup around here while she's gone.
Oh, no, you put that out there. She got her phone.
She does not have her phone. Her phone is in my car. So, yeah, we can say anything we want because she's not listening. Yay.
Building 25, here we come.
Yes, we will throw out all that stuff and all the other pieces that she's told us we're not allowed to touch.
Yes.
The incident, well, I know a lot of people are critical. This whole thing, remember, this cabin where she is now staying is Plan B, and we're trying to make the best of it. Originally, my plan was, as you know, to move her into the laundry, but that's not possible at this time. So the interim was that she would live in the cabin because believe it or not, the main house up on the hill with how many steps to get into that house?
Is that after you've sort of like skated around the side?
Yeah.
There's several steps with a twist.
Yes, there's several. If you drive around the side, there's several around the very icy where you can't get up in a car in the winter. And it was more of a goat trail, maybe a deer trail that we turned into a golf cart track so she could get up there. Yeah. Last winter, she was stuck up in the house several times because of ice and snow. Yeah. This winter, Farmer's Almanac is saying that it's going to be a more difficult winter, so we decided to get her out of that house. Yes. And so we were planning to move her down into the laundry. Can't move her into the laundry until December 2024, so this was the interim solution. This house, the cabin, is also on a hill, which doesn't make anything much easier, but you can drive a golf cart. So my thought was she would park, get in the golf cart, and then drive up here. And as you know, with Carlene, anything that I decide is a good idea, she really just pokes holes in it. So there was a granite step that would be 2 steps to get into the house. But the golf cart couldn't drive right up to the door, and we put a handle and a rope so she could just drive over on the golf cart, put it in park, and then slide over and right into the house holding the handle and the rope. But she didn't like that idea because she's perfectly fine and she can walk up the hill. So she has, so sometimes Judy drives her up, but we didn't put the step back in because they do drive up in the golf cart and drop her off. But sometimes she does manage to make it down to the car. And there is still, we still have that granite step.
And we also deployed
a wooden box.
2 different wooden steps.
Yeah.
And the first wooden step, this is like the 3 bears.
Yeah.
The first wooden step was too wide and too shallow and not the right colour.
Oh, I didn't hear the colour part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard you screwed up.
Yeah. I took it from the other house, actually.
Yeah.
It came from the other house.
Okay.
I saved it. I didn't even smash it up or anything. I saved it because, well, that's a handy step.
Oh, reconnect.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's Nick phoned.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the next step was a better colour, but just by looking at it, it was going to be far too slippy.
Yeah.
So she actually took her foot and kicked it out the way.
Okay.
But I tested it and it was fine, and we were going to put a mat on top of it. But in all honesty, the problem with that is that the step, because of the way she walks, if she takes a step back, she's getting very close to where she can roly-poly down the hill.
Yeah.
So I think, in all honesty, being quite brutal about that front door is probably not the safest for anyone.
But we came up with a new idea. I wish I had thought about this about 3 days ago, but there's a back door to the cabin that's right over to that side, whether that's your left or your right.
The back end of the house.
The back end of the house. She decided a couple months ago she wanted to cut a hole in the side of the house, but we said no. Because she was, her crazy Carlene, she's going to grab a chainsaw and just cut a hole in the side of the house and drive. But if you drive around, like up across the lawn into the back side, you could drive, and out the back, there's a walkway, a covered walkway that goes to Carly's house. You could drive and park underneath the covered walkway, and there's already a ramp to come in here. So I think what we're going to do is train her to do, and then, again, this is just until we can take possession of the laundry.
Yeah.
We can drive her up over the front yard and around the back, and then park, and then have her come right in the door. And that will probably be we'll have to put new handles and stuff up there. But a lot of people were very critical of why we have my mother walking up a huge step. But we've tried a couple different things. And also, I've heard from other people on the other side more is that she belongs in a home, but we all know she is not going in a home. She's really gets along just fine. I mean, it's the handicaps she has are not because she's old. It's because she had polio, scoliosis. She's been impaired for a long period of time. Partial lung. Yeah, partial lung.
Shall we go on?
Yeah, really. We'll just go. Yeah. But I remember when she was 50 years old, she bought her first golf cart. And I'm like, that's the end of it. And this is true. And this is true for a lot of the people that got service dogs. If you stop moving, you don't move again.
Yeah.
And she bought a golf cart and stopped walking from up the hill where the house is down to the barn. She started riding the golf cart back and forth. And it was just like she never really recovered that. Yeah. That energy. So anyways, the bottom line is she's going to be fine. We're doing our best and
to keep up.
Yeah. To keep up with everything. There is Judy and I are doing the senior center tomorrow morning with we're taking Carl and Larky and Sizzle. Jiminy will stay at home, and Wanda, of course.
Yes.
And we're not bringing the little chirpy bird.
No. That's a step too far.
And yeah, so life is going on. So she won't be around for the next week or so. We can do mail call if you want to continue doing mail calls, really. But one thing I want to really say is how fantastic it was that Elizabeth and Carly were like right on it in the middle of the night at 2:00 in the morning. And thank God we didn't have any interruptions. And the internet was working because we've had issues with so dragged me out of bed unwillingly.
Well, the funny thing, it's not.
I'm a lazy person in the morning.
It wasn't actually funny, but it was. Carlene was lying in this bed, and I actually really thought your mother had a very good chance of passing.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. This morning,
she really wasn't. She really was looking a bit touch and go, And she said to me, so you've spoken with Janine? I went, not quite yet. And she went, right. She said, I think we should send Judy. I think there's a problem with Janine's head. And she's lying there, and she's got IVs in both arms. They're telling her to lie still. They're pumping her through full of just about everything. She's telling them that actually she's very special and that her appendix is on the other side. And they're going, yes, yes, whatever, just shush a minute. And she said, you know, she's hit her head twice now. I think we need to send Judy to go and see if she's okay. And I'm like, and look at you. And I'm like, yeah, we'll get right on that. She said, so you want to just call Judy just now? And I'm like, it's 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. And I maybe just send her a wee text. So she was convinced that Janine was lying comatose somewhere.
Yeah, I was not.
Yes, no. So we're all...
I do have quite a few bumps on my head, which is a whole other problem, but...
So...
Still haven't knocked some sense to myself. Wanda needs to come in. She's cold outside.
Oh. So...
Here she comes.
A very, very busy day.
Come on. No.
No, and the resting homes are definitely not for Carlene, because Carlene's job in life is to go and entertain at the resting homes, and then she comes home after she's done that.
Yeah.
And and I think, whoops, hello, darling. And I think that
God, can you imagine how much she would try to run the place if we ever sent her to a senior center?
They would say, when are you picking her up again?
Yeah, no, it was really amazing to me because she was really bad this morning when she rolled out of radiology. Elizabeth and I were like, ooh, that doesn't look good. And
hello, honey.
And so then, but when I came back to see her later on today, boy, she was all drugged up, but she was still in her mind like, we got to get this done and we got to get that chicken coop up. And I'm like, oh God.
We're okay, don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's still, game is still very much on.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
and what does Monty Python say? Not dead yet.
Not dead yet, exactly. Yeah. So she's doing a splendid job.
I got nothing.
I've got nothing either. I'm sorry,
stuff.
darling. You want to come up? Oh, your mother would say, get down. But obviously,
she's a bad dog.
She's not a bad dog. She's a very good
Well, she
girl.
had to sit she can sit on my lap. She had to sit in the car for a lot of time today. She doesn't like that.
So I think, and I know people have suggested ramps, but that area is just not suitable for a ramp because as soon as it gets wet, because of the overhang, etc.
Yeah, and plus
it just goes icy.
There's steps coming up this way and a ramp coming up this way, and like a slow where you drive a little golf cart path coming up this way and step this way. If you put a ramp, there's really no place for the ramp to get her up that step.
And I will say, after watching her go out this morning on a stretcher with the two paramedics, it's tight. And not only is it tight, she bumped in tremendous pain. She bumped and shuggled the whole way out the front door. Yeah. It kind of looked like they dropped her. Yeah. And he said, that's quite a big step. And I went, yes, it is. And then they did a very sharp turn with a big long stretcher and your mother and wheeled down the hill. And
we were lucky you didn't catch her out of the pond. It's quite a hill down.
Well, it's covered
in paved hill for a golf cart.
And it's quite steep. Yeah. So yes. So I think it shows you the intricacies of getting in and out of this place in one piece.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge. I get that.
Yeah, but it's only for a year, and then
we only have it's getting a year and a month.
All right. Okay. Well, that's not too long.
So hopefully this new. Well, if we get a lot of snow, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But now we have
sledges, I think.
Yeah,
we'll be sledging.
We'll have to be a little bit more vigilant on how to get her in and out of this house. She can't go in and out unattended.
No, because she does terrible things.
Well, yeah, we got to keep an eye on her.
She goes and buys key lime pie.
I
know that.
Yeah,
although somebody encourages her
or she goes
to
down to the gas station and talks to the guy at the gas station and gives them dog cookies to feed to people.
It's not what she does.
Yep.
It's really
that guy right across from Dunkin' Donuts that always has dog cookies? Do you know where
he gets them from?
Yeah, because I was there the other day and he's like, some lady, because he was giving Wanda a cookie. And he's like, some lady gives me all these dog cookies. And I was like, she drive a red car?
Does she have dogs hanging out?
Yep.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. So
she loves doing things like that. So, and that's really funny. Did you get that link I sent you about that chairlift? remember the outdoor chairlift?
Oh, yes.
And
yeah,
then we looked at it and we thought, ooh, no,
Oh,
actually, no. Can you imagine how cold that would be on your bahookie?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have actually looked at lots of very exciting
Yeah, we looked
things.
at like having her come straight and come in the step. There's only one step to get up onto the deck, but she decided to commandeer the deck for the dogs so that they would have access to outside all the time. Yeah, so that's not going to work. We've come up with ideas and they've all been shot down, so it's not.
So absolutely, we've been through hoops with this one, really. I think actually,
but it's we only have another 11, 12 months, 13 months.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Diane. This actually started. She wasn't outside at 2 a.m. Because not even Carlene goes out at 2 a.m.
Right.
She likes a snack at 2 a.m. And in fact, and this is very important if you're having an anaesthetic, I said to her, I went over at 2. I said to her, when did you last eat? She went, well, at midnight. She said, I had a banana and cream. And I'm like, oh, there's a surprise.
A banana and like whipped cream on top of a banana?
Yeah,
that sounds
probably
boring.
like a banana sundae without the...
You know what's really funny? Is I've done that.
Well,
not at 2:00 in the morning though.
Yeah. So,
but I always mix in a little bit of cereal, bananas.
No. There was no cereal. It was whipped cream, I think, with a bit of banana on it. Maybe actually, I might think. And then
it's in her mind that would be she's having a fruit and some milk
definitely.
Products.
Yeah. She'd done a great job, and then she regretted it. So I think what actually had happened was it was round about 9 when she'd been at the door. And the dogs go out with Carly, and then they come back in, and Carly gives them all a cookie. So I think actually when she'd stumbled, it was probably at 9 o'clock, and I don't think she realised because it didn't register with her. And then she'd actually been sleeping, she said, and then at midnight the pain was so bad, she'd woken up. Yeah. It must have been bad because she sleeps pretty heavily. Right. And so from midnight, she obviously thought that the pain was hunger. She thought she was hungry, so she went and got a banana and whipped cream, which I suppose is actually quite sensible, because if your stomach's feeling ouchy, you think, right, I'm hungry. So she went and had her banana and whipped cream, and it didn't work. Okay. And then it got progressively worse.
And then so she was convinced she was having an appendicitis.
Yes.
She still is too.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, she was all for telling them that, but had to check the appendix because it's on the left-hand side, because hers is special. And I was like, it's okay, they've done a CAT scan, it'll be fine. They'll see everything. And they were all like, yes. So anyway, she might be in for a bit longer once they look out for her appendix. Yeah. But so I think that's what happened, and I think it wasn't instantaneous. I think the blood and I think it was actually the reason it was so sore was it was a build-up of blood.
Yes, it was a pocket.
And this is the really peculiar thing. So I can tell you about the insides of a body now. She had pain in her lower left groin area, and then it was excruciating. And at no point did anybody ever think, oh, it's a kidney problem, it's coming from your back, it's radiated round. So when the radiologist came in and said, so it's a kidney, and she went, no, it's my appendix, it's in the front. And she went, no, it's your kidney. And she's like,
no, she's still
and she's going here, and it's coming up here now, and it's moving. And they were like, right.
It's a kidney.
But apparently, so the kidney had a massive bruise on it, and also there was damage where there was a slight hole in one of the veins, and that's where the blood was coming from. And it was the build-up of pressure from the blood that was coming out. But also, it doesn't come round your front, because then she said, well, if it's my kidney, how are you going to get all the blood out of my stomach? Look at it, it's here. And they went, no, that's not blood. I think they were alleging she was carrying a touch of weight there. Anyway, so they said, that's not
just a
blood.
Touch?
Yeah, she said,
no, that's you.
She said, that's me.
That's that banana and
that's
cream
that banana
diet
and
you've
cream.
been on?
Yeah. I can feel her pain. And they said, actually, what happens with the blood when it comes out, there's a pocket at your kidneys and just around about your ribs, and the blood actually gathers there. And she'd obviously been bleeding quite heavily, which is why she couldn't lie on her back.
Oh,
that's why she was jumping around, and it gathers in this sort of, and makes like probably a pocket into a pillow,
Yeah, you ever had like a bubble underneath your
Yeah.
fingernail of blood? That's really painful.
Oh, gosh, she must have had one about that size.
Yeah, that's really painful.
So,
Yeah, she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, so it was excruciating. So
It's very bad.
I think we're,
Yeah.
somebody had said that she should take a vacation. Let's see how that works out for her.
I don't think she knows what that is.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to go on vacation with her?
No.
Yeah, she'll go on. Yeah, every time she goes on vacation,
I think
it
that's
turns into like
a strict, close family event.
yeah, she goes to like go get dogs over the other side of the country or the world. Yeah.
I think if anybody wants to send cards, I would just send them here because we have to see how long they can keep her in hospital.
Yeah,
because I
very
think she's
important.
gearing up for an escape.
Yes.
Personally speaking.
Did anyone notice how nice your hair looks like today? I'm not used to
because
it.
I'd
Looked
washed
so
it.
bad this morning.
I know.
I was like,
I was like, my eyes are half shut.
yeah, you looked pretty bad this morning. Better than my mother though. And I arrived nice and refreshed.
But you brought Starbucks, so it's fine.
I did buy her Starbucks.
I was like, going to need, and I will say, I did that thing. I was sitting on a chair, and they'd these lovely plastic chairs in the corner, and there wasn't much room because I've never seen so much machinery. She was getting pumped full of absolutely everything. So I was sitting in the corner, and it was two plastic chairs stacked on top of each other. So my feet were kind of like dangling on the ground, and they're sort of going back and forward like this. And I was so tired. She'd calmed down, and she looked quite peaceful, and I thought, that's fine. And I was sat there, and I realised I was going like this. My legs were going, and then I went, and I was like, I'd obviously fallen asleep and snorted myself awake. But I actually thought I'd been sitting swaying. I could have been down on the floor face
you would
first.
have been you've broken your nose.
Exactly, that'd been the next one.
Yeah.
In the bed beside her.
Yeah, by the end of the week, I'd be doing mail call over myself. Like, so Elizabeth now, give you an update on her.
Next one.
Yeah.
So so that was a. So it's good, and we can joke because I think she's going to come out of this quite.
She's missed a couple days. She's like, don't forget giving me instructions for tomorrow. And the other thing is, because she's on so many medications and she's all whoop-diddy, she's saying the same things. Like, don't forget, and then she repeats herself.
And it was very sweet because when she was in recovery and she saw Janine standing in the hallway, she went like that. And Janine went, oh no. And then she went,
yeah, then she was like this. The
Come
doctor,
here.
yeah, I'm standing there. Elizabeth and I are standing there talking to the doctor who's talking to us about, she's like, there's a social services, a welfare check that she's had recently. And, she's getting really serious with us.
Do you know why there was, and then they said, do you know why there was
a wellness check on your mother?
And then she followed it up with, and do you know anything? Can you tell us anything about the massive bruising on the kidney?
Right,
We're like,
we're like, no. So we're getting interrogated.
I know.
And then my mother's in the bed, like, I don't know, like 10 feet over here. She puts her arm out like this, and she's like, oh, your mother wants to hold your hand. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. And I'm like, Elizabeth, go hold her hand. And then we see the little finger of my mother go out and go,
get over here.
Get over here. We were being requested.
I know. I can't hear what you're saying. We're like, oh, she's getting better. It's fine.
She's better. She's better. She's starting to boss us around. Everything's fine now.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it was the door. Because immediately I was like, Mom, what happened? Did someone hit you? And she said, no, she fell into the door.
Yeah, because they were saying, do you remember anything about this? And then she said, oh, it wasn't a fall. She swung into the door.
And we're like, how do you swing into it? And then we came here and we reenacted it.
Right.
But the problem is there's a table. So what happened is that the door swung back and it must have hit the table, which then she fell into the door handle. And we can reenact it. So yes, we did not. We didn't do anything.
I was more worried that they were suggesting we'd done something to her.
No.
And then I was thinking, how she injects her stomach.
Oh yeah,
I was like, and she's covered in bruises down the front as well. I was like, oh, this is not looking good.
We're going to jail.
Yeah, I know. And we didn't even do anything.
I know. They don't have DoorDash in jail. We know that.
Well, I don't know how you know that, but
no. When I was worried that I was going to go to jail for using the tractor, I looked that up.
Oh, did
you? No DoorDash and no Starbucks deliveries.
Oh.
For you, I don't drink Starbucks. I'm fancy.
I'll get headaches in the morning then.
Yeah,
that's not cool. So anyway, I think we seem to be doing fine.
Yeah, so we'll be good. Are you going to do a mail call tomorrow?
What day is tomorrow? Friday?
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah. That's only if something odd doesn't happen overnight again.
Okay.
Yes, I think so, because it's the end of the week.
Yeah, we'll do the end. We'll give you an update tomorrow. Well, Elizabeth will. Gwen will be here.
Oh!
Gwen will do mail call.
Yes.
Yay.
Excellent.
I have the hunt ball tomorrow, so I will not be. Yeah.
Does your mother know that you're going out?
Yeah, really.
She'll be like,
I hide.
I request both my daughters.
Yes, no. I'm thankful that my sister's coming. My sister was rushing here thinking that my mother was in really tough shape, but she now will, when I pick her up, I'm just going to let her know that she's now feeling much better. My
back
sister
on form.
Right back on a plane and like...
She'll be like, my assistance is not needed.
Yes. So, no, Gwen is staying here tonight. So, but the upstairs of the cabin is still in nice condition. It didn't turn into like a dog house like the bottom of it. My mother moved into this cabin, which used to be a nice, cute little cozy cabin, and it became an instant office/dog house. But the upstairs is still has a nice bed in there, and it's still nice.
But do you know the good thing is?
What?
I was thinking this morning, as we were trundling down to go and meet the ambulance, I thought, I better take snacks.
Oh, yeah.
Could be here a while. And I just went into the cupboard and I was like, ooh, snacks.
Yeah, snacks.
So I was sitting in the wonky chair, swinging my legs, having those wee cookies.
Snorting.
So there we are. So hopefully she has a comfortable night. She certainly looked like she was going that way.
I'm heading back to pick up my sister and then drop off the CPAC stuff, drop off Gwen, and then...
Do you have to pick her up, or does she stay overnight?
Oh, no, she's staying overnight. Yeah, definitely overnight. Yeah, I think she's going to have to stay several nights. But the dogs are being cared for with Carly, and then Gwen's staying upstairs, so Gwen will take care of the dogs, and hopefully...
they'll be all okay.
Yeah.
So our plans have actually come to fruition. We never ever thought we'd have to test them. But
Right, yes. The emergency
backup plans.
The emergency care system with Elizabeth and Carly did work. So
Yes.
That's good.
So
And Judy was here today, so the house is back in order.
Is Judy here tomorrow?
Yes, you were going together to
Oh, that's
do
right.
that.
You and Judy are going tomorrow, so that's good.
Yeah.
So that's us
Okay.
all organised. Look at us.
And it's 5:32, 33.
Well
we're
done. And you were about 5 minutes late, but seriously, you can work on that.
I just discovered they have the Christmas candy at CVS.
Oh, do they have the wee eggs?
No. It's not, no, I go for those. What are they? The hugs? What are they called? They're
Kisses.
The kisses.
Hugs.
The kisses. They have a dark chocolate with a green inside.
Like mint.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got a whole bag in the car. But I was on my way. I'm like, I'm hurrying. I got to get this. I got to get
And
to
then you
mail
got
call.
waylaid.
And then I saw the whole Hershey's. They've got so many different flavors, and I love those. And I really like the peppermint ones that come out at Christmas time. I stock up for the entire year, but I got 4 or 5 bags of those, and then I got the green ones, and I ate those.
Oh, not last
any
any
So that's why
time.
it's late.
All
I was
right,
going to be
okay.
on time other than that.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to try to always stay between 5
Yes.
and 5:30, but we're 5:33. Any other questions?
So there was no problems with the dogs at all when the ambulance arrived, because our plan just
The
worked
dogs were
seamlessly, believe it or not.
control.
Isn't that quite surprising for us, a plan that works seamlessly?
That's the first.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We did have to cancel our board meeting, though.
We did have to
because half of the board
and
weren't
she asked
there.
me about that. Like
Oh.
that when the first time she woke up, she asked, "Did I miss the board meeting?"
You see, a social diary is a social diary.
Yeah.
So anyway, we cancelled
said
it
no,
because
okay.
half of the board were in the hospital.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why we cancelled that. So we'll just reschedule that and get going.
Yep.
Yes. And I don't think she needs to go to rehab. I think she just needs to do what she's told.
What does it say? It said my name on that.
Oh, that said, can Janine pick me up when she's getting Gwen?
Yes.
But no,
where's he?
he's not coming until 9:30.
Oh.
You were in much earlier.
Oh,
He thought she was coming on a later flight.
Oh, yeah.
So I said no. Sorry, it was Nick asking to get a lift down the road. I'm like, no.
We have a lot of moving parts
Yeah,
here.
we're busy.
Very busy.
Busy people. Just kidding. We've got a tremendous sense of humour, that man.
No, I'll just sit there for 3 hours and wait for Nick to arrive.
Actually,
Yeah.
give you something to do.
Oh, really? That's payback. Because how many hours did you sit at the hospital?
Several.
Till I showed up.
But you brought coffee, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And I ate all your mum's cookies because she couldn't eat anything.
I get it.
Because she was going for surgery.
Right. It's
Yes.
very important.
Okay,
Are you taking those boots off for me now?
No, because I need to walk across there and I'd get cold feet.
I really like those boots.
Yeah, I know, but they're quite long in the back. They
Yes,
hit
you
me
might.
up there.
Well,
You've got longer calves.
Yeah, and I have a
We
pair
better
of-
go because we're
Yeah,
swapping boots
yeah,
now.
we gotta go.